Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all well. In today's video I'm going to be showing you how to make this cute Christmas pudding charm or pendant, or you could make these into earrings. So it's kind of double-sided like this. So to make one of these you're going to need some size 11 delica beads, and those are the ones that are shaped like little tubes from the brand Miyuki. You can try it with round beads as well, but I don't think it's going to turn out quite as neat as this, like such a neat triangle. So you're going to need some size 11 delica beads in brown, white, red and green. And then you'll need some fireline or whatever beading thread you prefer, and beading needle. And then I'm going to do another clasp on this one because I'm making little charms, but if you're doing a pendant or earrings you'll need your earring hooks or jump ring or something to attach it to. So let's get started. Okay, so thread your needle. I've threaded about 36 inches of thread, and you're going to pick up 3 of your brown beads and slide those down onto your thread until you're almost at the end, just leaving a few inches on the end of the thread, and then sew back up through the first bead. So you have this triangle. Now we're going to put 2 beads in between those 3. So you're going to start with 2 brown, coming out of this one, straight into the next one in that triangle. And make sure that those 2 beads stack like that. Then 2 brown again, and coming out here you're going to go into the next one. Okay, and for the last 2 you're going to pick up 2 white beads and go through that last bead in that triangle of 3 that we started with and up into the one above as well, like that. So our triangle is just going to keep getting bigger, and we're going to have these groups of 2. If you can see that it's like 2 with 2 stacked on top, 2 with 2 stacked on top, like here, on each of the 3 corners of the triangle. So we're on one of those corners now with these groups of 2, so we're going to stack another group of 2 on top. We're going to start with 2 brown, and coming out of this one you're going to go straight down through that bead next to it. Okay, so those beads stack on top, so now you've got 3 rows of these groups of 2. Now we've got to fill this gap here between the next corner. So we're going to pick up 1 brown and going into that one there, so you're just filling that gap in between like that. Now we're going to add 2 brown again because we're on the corner, so picking up 2 and going straight down through the next one. Okay, so now we're coming out here. Now there's this gap again, so picking up 1 white, coming out here, so you're skipping that one underneath and you're going through that next white one on the corner. Okay, this time picking up 2 white and going straight down through that next bead and finishing the row with 1 white bead. So we've got to fill this gap here. Now this is the first group of 2 that we added in this row, so this time instead of going up through this top bead we need to go into the one below, because we're coming out here, we're skipping over one, going through the next one as always, and then up into this extra row that we've already got added. So don't make the mistake of going straight up into the top bead here. If you turn it on its side you can kind of see this bead's got to sit in this gap here between the white one and this brown one underneath. So now we have this, and now you can quite clearly see like the gaps that we're going to be filling in between with the beads. Okay, so starting off this next row with 2 brown again. So we're on the corner, so we're going to go straight down through that next bead. Make sure they stack nicely on top like that. Now you're going to add 2 brown beads to get to the next corner, so picking up 1 and into that one that's sticking up in the middle, and picking up another and into that one on the corner. So those 2 brown beads have filled those 2 gaps. So we're going to do the same on the other 2 sides, but we'll be changing colours. So now you're picking up 2 brown again. Coming out of this one, go straight into that next one on that corner. So we've got this, now we're filling in this gap and this gap. We're going to start with 1 brown and go straight into this white one in the middle. And now 1 white and into that white one on the top on the corner. Okay, now we're picking up 2 white and going straight down through the next bead. Now this is the last side, so we've got to fill those gaps with 1 white here and 1 brown here. So starting with 1 white into that next one in the middle and 1 brown. And again, it's the end of the row, so ignoring that top row because that wasn't there when we started. You're just going to skip the one underneath as always, go through the next one, which would be this one, and then because it's the last row and we've already got that extra row added, you're going to step up into the one above through those 2 beads. So you're at the top of that corner like that. Starting this row with 2 brown again, straight down through that next one. Okay, now you see these 3 gaps, 1, 2, 3. You're going to fill those with 1, 2, 3 brown beads. So now you're on the corner again and you're going to put 2 brown beads on this corner. Okay, starting off this side with 1 brown bead. Now you're going to add 1 white here and 1 white here. So we're on this corner again, and normally we'd add white beads, but we're almost at the end now, so we're going to pick up 2 red beads this time and go straight down through the next one. Now you're going to do a white bead, another white, and finishing it off with 1 brown. So again, it's the end of the row, so you need to be going into this one, not the one on the top. So you need to be going into both of these top 2 rows on that corner. Like that. So now you have this. Now what you need to do is make another one exactly the same as this. So if you need to rewind back to the start and make another one up to this point. So you need 2 of these, and then you can cut off the working thread and the tail thread on one of them, but leave the working thread attached on the other one. And then I'll show you what to do next. Okay, so I've gone ahead and made another one, so now I've got 2. So I've cut off my working thread on this one, and I've got it still attached here, and it should be coming out of, if you hold yours like this with the red at the bottom, it should be coming out of this bead here on this top corner. So now we're going to add 1 extra row, and if you're starting here, make sure you're in the same place. You're going to pick up 1 brown, this time on the corner instead of 2, just 1, and go straight down through the next one. Now you're going to add in the beads on this side, 1, 2, 3, 4, all brown. On the corner again, you're going to add 1 brown bead and straight down through the next one. So for this side, you're going to do brown, brown, white, white. Okay, and then on this corner, you're going to add 1 red and finishing off on this side with white, white, brown, brown. So I'm here, and you're going to move forward through this single bead on the corner. So you're coming out here. So now you've got 2, and this one's got the extra row. So if you look on the side, you've got these 4 beads that are sticking up. And on this one on the same side, you've got 4 gaps. 1, 2, 3, 4. So they're going to zip together. So put this one on the front like this. And so what you're going to do is you're always going to be crossing from the back piece to the front piece. So we're coming out the back piece now. So if you line it up, you're going to go into the next bead on the front piece, which is going to be, for the first one, this bead on the corner. So now we're on the side, it's going to be a bit easier. So you're coming out of this one, so you're going to be going through these 4 beads that I pointed out that are sticking up on that back piece. So you're coming out this one on the front, you can go into the next one on the back, now back into the next one on the front, and then the next one on the back as well, if you can at the same time. You know, you're coming out here at the back, so you're going to go into the next one on the front, and then the next one on the back. So we're coming out here at the back, we're going to go into that next one on the front, and into that next one on the back. Okay, so that first side, if we just open it out, it's all zipped together. And so we're coming out of this bead at the back, so you're going to go into the next one on the front, so it's going to be the next one that like lines up to your where your thread's coming out of, so it's going to be this one on the corner. Okay, so we're adding the extra row that we just added on that triangle, we're adding it to this one that we did first, but by sharing those extra beads we put on instead of adding them onto this as well. So here we need a single bead between the corner, so we're going to share that one from the back and then back into that next bead on the front. If you hold it like this, you can see you're just zigzagging along, and where your thread comes out, if you just go across like that, that's going to be the next bead you go through. And again, from the back to the front, if you just come across, you're going through that one that lines up next. So keep zigzagging from back to front all the way around, and then I'll show you what to do next. So I've gone all the way around, and so I'm coming out from that corner bead again where we started, and you can just sort of push it up like this to make it a bit more 3D. So this is what we've got. Now you need to move your thread along, so you're coming out the top bead up here, this red one. So just move through the beads until you get to there. So I'm up the top here, and I've also cut off my tail thread because it was getting in the way, so you can do that as well. And now you're going to pick up one green, followed by your clasp, jump ring or earring hook, whatever you're attaching it to, and one more green. And then you're going to go back into that red bead that you're coming out of on the top, but on the other side, so you make a loop. Now circle through that a few times, and now you need to be coming out of one of your green beads, and you're just going to pick up another one, and I'm going to go back into that green bead that I'm coming out of, but on the opposite side again, so that it creates a loop like that. Now move through the clasp and down through that next green bead, and do the same, add another bead onto there. Okay, so once you've done that, it should look like this, and that's it all finished. All you need to do now is tie off your thread, and then we're done. Okay, so that's the finished little Christmas pud charm. So this is what they both look like. So for this one I used opaque brown sea beads, and this one I used a silver line, so that's the difference. Quite like the opaque one myself. So let me know what you think and comment down below what else you'd like to see. Follow me on Instagram at Beading by Hannah, and like this video and subscribe if you enjoyed to see more of my videos. And thanks so much for watching everyone. I'll see you next time. Bye!